Hi, I'm Mark Vandermolen from Full Speed Ahead. I'm the Managing Director from FSA USA. Good question. I think components actually are the riding experience. The frame is kind of the structure that the components get kind of hung on. And so the rider's first contact really is the components, and the components really inform all of that riding experience, especially for things like that we do with FSA Envision, is that, especially something like a handlebar, that is the first contact point. That's really going to inform all of the, all of the riding feedback and everything else that the riders are going to experience. The key part of the answer to that is in the question itself, is that it's a partnership. So we're not a supplier, we're actually a partner with our, with our OEM, partners that we work with. And really what we're trying to do is work on a combined system together. So whether that's co-developing product, together on, making something to make their bikes better, providing integration for bikes. I mean, we specialize in things like headsets and handlebars, which can all integrate in with the cockpit itself into the frame, or providing, we've got a global service network. So no matter where somebody is going to be using a product, globally, they're able to get that product serviced from an FSA service center or one of our regional offices in Europe, USA, or in Asia. Yeah, so in 26, performance is really what it means to the rider. So we've all moved beyond, lighter, stronger, stiffer, faster. Those things are, yes, they're important, but really, what do those mean for the rider? So that can mean more predictable control, better handling, better durability of product. So how does that translate for what the rider experiences? That's kind of what performance is in 26. Likewise, we're also looking at products as a system, not just as an isolated product itself, whether that's a handlebar or a wheel, but how does that handlebar react with the entire complete bike, or how does that wheel react with the tire, and how does the aerodynamics work with the frame, and what does that mean for how the rider is experiencing the bike or the trail or however they're riding. So it's not just, oh, the product is XYZ spec anymore. Those things are a given. In today's world, is that how does that translate back to the rider experience? So certainly pros are important for us. Racing is part of our DNA for both FSA and Vision. It has been since our inception. And what we find with the pros is that it really accelerates what we learn about the product. They pay attention to details that really sometimes get missed by an everyday rider. But the validation of product is validated for everyone. And so the pros really help us to define minor differences as to what we might do with the product and how that translates back into like a better riding experience for you and I to be able to go and have an enjoyable day on the bike to go ride our trails or our roads around us. And so pros are vitally important for us, and they always will be, but at the same time we always also try to keep our mind on how does this translate back to everyday riders and what does it mean for the riders themselves.